This is an instructional video on finding the rate of change, slope, and the initial value, Y-intercept, of word problems. Now for the rate of change, which is also called the slope, which is represented by the m section of the y equals mx plus b equation. We want to look for words like the word per, each, and every. Those words typically stand for the slope, the rate of change. When we're talking about the initial value, we're also talking about the y-intercept, which is also represented by the letter b in the equation y equals mx plus b. We are looking for words like starting, beginning, anything that has to do with at the beginning, in the starting point, what has to happen first. For this problem, it says Caroline is going to the state fair with a group of friends. It costs her $12 for admission, and once she is inside the fair, she can buy tickets for 75 cents each in order to play games, purchase food, or go on rides. So for our m value, we are using this answer here where it says 75 cents each. 75 cents is our slope, our rate of change. The b value, the initial value, is the $12 for admission because that has to happen first. You have to pay admission into the fair before you get inside. So that is our initial value, also called the y-intercept. Jackson currently has $35 in his bank account, and he is saving $15 a week to eventually buy a new cell phone. So again, the m value, we can use this, that he's doing 15 a week. That means $15 each week. So m is our 15. That would be our slope, our rate of change. $15 each week. Our b value is the $35 he already has in his bank account. That is already there. That's in the beginning. He has $35. That is our initial value, the y-intercept. A local DJ charges customers a setup fee plus an hourly rate. For a 3-hour event, the DJ charges $2.75. For a 5-hour event, the DJ charges $4.25. So for this problem, we have to set it up. We're starting with our hours, 3 hours and 5 hours. And then we have our money. It can cost us $2.75 or it can cost us $4.25. You have to make your table and solve it. 3 to 5 is 2 hours. $2.75 to $4.25 is going to give us $1.50. We write it as a fraction, y over x, so 150 over 2, which is going to give us $75. Our m value, the slope, is $75 per hour. Remember, that is the slope, also called the rate of change. Now, the b value is when it has to start at 0. Our table does not start at 0, so we have to work backwards. We go backwards one at a time. So we're going to go back to 2, back to 1, back to 0. And we're going to use our answer 75. 275, going back 75 is going to put us at 200. Going back 75 again is going to put us at 125. Going back 75 again is going to put us at 50. Our b value is $50. B stands for the initial value. also known as the Y-Intercept. In 2012, Katie had 74 Instagram followers. By 2015, she had increased to 275 followers. So we're going to start by setting up our table, 2012 to 2015. And she started with 74, and she ends up with 227. Going from 2012 to 2015 is 3 years. 74 followers to 227 followers is gaining 153 followers. We set it up as a fraction, y over x, 153 over 3, which is going to give us 51. Our M value is 51. She gains 51 followers per year. Remember, that represents our slope, the rate of change. Now, for our B value, B is the starting point. The starting point is 2012. That's when she opened her Instagram account. So even though it's not starting at 0, like a normal initial value, a normal B value, it is Katie's starting point. Her Instagram started in 2012 with 74 followers. So that represents both the initial value, also known as the Y-intercept. Corey went scuba diving. After 5 minutes, he was 50 feet below sea level. After 15 minutes, he was 150 feet below sea level. So we're starting with our 5 minutes, and he was 50 feet below sea level. After 15 minutes, he was 150 feet below sea level. 5 to 15 is 10 minutes. 50 to 150 is 100 feet. We set it up as a fraction, y over x, so 100 over 10, which is going to give us 10. Our M value is going down 10 feet each minute. 10 feet each minute. Remember, that represents the slope, the rate of change, letter M. Now, the B value is not listed because it does not start at 0. So we have to go back one at a time. When we go back, we're going to use our answer that we got 10. So 50 going back 10 is 40, going back 10 is 30, going back 10 is 20, going back 10 is 10, going back again would give us 0. The initial value, the Y-intercept, can be 0. That is okay. But make sure that we work backwards to prove it. A different telephone plan includes a monthly payment of $50 plus a charge of 5 cents per minute for calls. Write an equation for this function and identify the slope and Y-intercept. So our slope, the M value, is going to be the 5 cents per minute. So 5 cents per minute is the slope, the rate of change. The B value is going to be the $50 charge, the $50 payment. You pay the payment first, and then you pay for your minutes. The B value is our initial value, also called the Y-intercept. A lawnmower has a fuel tank that holds 8 gallons of gas. It uses gas at a rate of 1.25 gallons each hour. Suppose the gas tank is full. Write an equation that shows how much the gas will be in the tank after each hour the lawnmower has run. Identify the slope and the Y-intercept. So remember, the slope, the rate of change, is letter M. M equals, we're doing 125 each hour. It is using gas, so that is going to be a negative 125. It's using gas. There is less gas each hour, negative 125. The Y-intercept, also called the initial value, is letter B. Letter B is where it starts. It starts with the gas tank full with 8 gallons of gas. A 50-gallon rain barrel is filled to capacity. It drains at a rate of 10 gallons per minute. Write an equation to show how much water is in the barrel after X minutes of draining. So again, we're trying to find out our slope, the rate of change, which is represented by the letter M. In this case, it is draining, that tells us it's negative, 10 gallons per minute. The key word there is 10. 10 gallons per minute. The Y-intercept, also known as the initial value, is represented by the letter B, what it starts at. It is starting at 50 gallons. 50 is our initial value, negative 10 gallons per minute is our rate of change.